All right, guys. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there was a girl who lost her memory and she ended up falling in love with the same boyfriend. Talk about a story of true love. And you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of me looking at Kyle Pitts every single year in my fantasy football drafts. I just keep forgetting and I end up falling in love with the same tight end every single year. What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, I am joined by Jordan and Seth. We are giving you our favorite sleepers at each position. Got some more, commissioner help and what we learned in the NFL this week. I am joined by Jordan and Seth. Did I say I was joined by you guys twice? Did I just do a double intro there?
Yep.
Oh,
That's okay.
All right.
Yeah. Just a little excited. Football season's here. Jordan is a little extra excited. Your old commander guy you called out. It's going off right now. What I saw on X is basically, Brian Robinson, everyone's thinking he's getting traded now.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name, Jordan? You've been
Well, he goes by Bill. He goes by Bill.
Yeah.
Crossky Merritt. His name is Jacory, but he goes by Bill. I remember him when he used to be at pretty sure he was at UNLV, and I remember him back then. He had a good day. I'll be honest, Trent, I've come full circle than I was 2 weeks ago, and I think I'm tired of preseason now. I'm ready for the real thing. I went from being really excited for preseason, football's back, to okay, we get real football on Saturday, first week of college, very small week. Then we get a real Saturday of college football, and then it's first week of NFL. Preseason can be done. Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, what I'm not more excited about, I'm excited about what's coming out tomorrow. We got America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, coming out on Netflix on August 19th. By the time you are listening to this, that will be out on Netflix. And that's kind of what I'm more excited about right now, Jordan.
I'll be honest, what I'm more excited about tomorrow? We got a Fresno State alum, Josh Hokett, fighting on UFC Contender Series.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm ready for.
Yeah. So let's hop into these sleepers for each position here. Seth, you're going to be quarterbacking this as always. We got a sleeper for quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. So you got one from me for each position and one for Jordan. So Seth, you want to just lay this out there, buddy?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with Jordan's quarterback. I'm almost got sabotaged by this name, but Jordan, let's explain Michael Penix. Okay. This is kind of the guy Trent talked about his tight end earlier. So
wait, Seth, come on, man. Grow up here, bud.
Well, I mean, I could just show the people. I could screen share and just show the people.
Yeah.
Hey, I copied and pasted it.
All right.
News
yeah.
And CBS.
Yeah.
So
I think there is a history on Sheets, believe it or not. You can look at the history.
Hey, I'll just say this. I saw that on my TV screen the other day. That's how it was spelled. So I just
and that was a rated. That wasn't even a PG thing you were watching there, but yeah, Jordan. Sorry, Seth. You were full disclosure. You were right there. So Jordan, take it from here.
I would have got Phil with that for what it's worth. Not Seth,
absolutely
for sure.
Yeah. So Michael Penix, I just like him. He's going like QB 21. 20 in the early 20s, QB early 20s, depending on what site you're drafting on. I just think he's, again, it's tough because I think I've talked about this redraft. I don't know how much you're going to need him unless you're in a super flex. Then I think you need him. A dynasty league, he's obviously a must own. And then I just think he's a great secondary stack and best ball. So Penix a lot. I think he has great weapons with Bajan, Drake London, the aforementioned Kyle Pitts. Sounds like Darnell Mooney thinks he's going to be ready for week 1. They released DJ Chark, who they signed when Mooney got hurt. So I would assume Mooney's going to be back real early on. Ray McLeod's still there. I just like what they have. They have good weapons, good offense, second year in that system. I just think he's good value where you can get him. And I think his upside is pretty high.
Yeah, a lot of the Penix train with Drake London. I don't want to really say Kyle Pitts, even though that could be a guy. He's getting put in a good spot to succeed there. Offensive line should be improved even better than what it was last year. I he shouldn't have any excuses for why he can't get it done. I think.
And to be honest, Trent, like I think another plus is he has Kirk Cousins helping him. Like I actually think that matters. He's had Kirk Cousins in camp all summer, all fall, like so far, like, and like if you watch the Netflix show on Kirk Cousins, like he's a good dude, and like like the moment that they last year when they replaced him Penix for him, he called Penix. Like that's what he did. Like that he's there helping as much as he can, and I actually think that's a good thing for him. Like that's a plus to have a guy like Kirk Cousins in your corner helping him, like just being a good teammate. I think that's going to help his development, and like the longer Kirk Cousins is there, I think the better it is for Penix. Don't know if Kirk Cousins will still end up being there the whole season, but I do think it's a good thing for Penix to have Kirk Cousins there on top of like the same head coach, same old coordinator.
Yeah, and was it Penix that was he in the middle of that fight in the preseason practice earlier this week?
I did not see that, Jordan? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said something like, I may be from Tampa, but I didn't start that fight. But yeah, I think he was in the middle of that whole entire inter squad scuffle. I don't know if it was with the Titans or who it was, but I saw something like that. Seth, are you all on the Penix train here or no?
So it's kind of funny you brought this up. I don't know if I'm necessarily on the Penix train. I am gonna second what Jordan said though. Like he's put in a position to do really well. Like if their running game ends up being at least decent to good, like that's gonna open up him being able to throw the ball, and he has all the weapons he needs on that team. So he's in the position to succeed, right? I don't know, your sleeper, is QB 21, right? That's a really good spot you can get him. And if he finishes top 12, I mean, then yeah, you had great value for that quarterback there. But I don't know. I've seen, a bunch of memes about Kyle Pitts. I know my brother is a guy who always drafts Kyle Pitts, and he always says this is Kyle Pitts' year. So I'm kind of hoping it is Kyle Pitts' year because I'm thinking about drafting him in a lot of leagues.
Yeah, the ADP on Pitts is just it gets nicer every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's basically like a glorified tight end punting position at this time. And Penix is going at that QB spot, Jordan, that like Jordan Love was going at last year, that like where Jaden Daniels was going last year. And like you weren't happy if you got Jordan Love last year, but if you got like Baker Mayfield or Jaden Daniels, you're pretty happy. Like Baker was going pretty late.
Jaden was going. I think Jaden Baker was a little higher. I think they were both going like QB 14, 15.
Okay. So about 5. Yeah. So this is
the problem with Penix is he doesn't have the rushing upside like a Jaden Daniels has.
No, he doesn't. So, all right, Seth, you want to throw this over to me?
Yeah, Trent, let's go with your QB. You've been tooting this horn for quite a bit of time now.
Not as much as like JJ McCarthy, stuff like that. I have been.
It's a close second though.
He's growing on me. Okay, he's growing on me. But I have Bryce Young. I know I like making fun of his size and all that stuff and not being very tall, but he started the final 10 games last year and he did well in that stretch. He threw at least one touchdown every week, averaged 210 passing yards per game. So that was 18.6 fantasy points per game, which was, 15th among quarterbacks. Now he's in his second year with Dave Canales, same guy who I bring up all the time, turned Baker Mayfield into a 4,000-yard passer in Tampa. So Canales specializes in making quarterbacks look their best. And after, his second complete full season, I think Bryce could be ready to take this big step forward with renewed chemistry, fresh weapons, and a system that helps other QBs thrive. I think Bryce is shaping up for a real breakout fantasy season. And right now, what's he going at? He's going as QB 22. So one spot behind Penix. With how well he did, I don't hate it. Probably a guy that you're taking as more of like, hey, if this guy does good and be early to drop my quarterback and pick him up. I don't know if anyone's really looking at drafting a QB that late and being like, yep, got my starting QB. but I'm getting more and more excited about Bryce Young. Like I kind of have him as, he's a real big sleeper for me. Like I'm starting him in a super flex league. Like, and I don't feel bad about it. Like it would not shock me if he finishes like QB 14, QB 12 this year. Like I think he could make that jump. And Jordan, you think that's crazy there? Or he has a decent amount of rushing upside. Like his rushing upside's not crazy, but he does run a little bit. He had some rushing TDs last year.
I think what helps him is his team. The defense probably is going to be very good, and they're going to be throwing the ball. They're going to be playing from behind. Like you said, all the system stuff that's going to help him. Yeah, I like Bryce Young. I tried to get him as much as I can in best ball. I didn't get as much as I probably wanted to. I'll probably use him a lot in like weekly on DFS and stuff. Like week 1, Jaguars and Panthers probably going to have a lot of Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence stacks, So can already tell you that right now, So, but yeah, I don't mind it, and he has a lot of weapons there. Almost maybe too many receivers there, but I think Ted McMillan is awesome. So I think
so.
That's going to help him a ton too.
Yeah, and they like to run the ball. Like Chuba Hubbard was very serviceable last year. Like they're going to dump it off to those backs. Like I'm excited to see how the Panthers.
The other guy I like in that offense, Trent, is Ja'Tavion Sanders at tight end. Like I think he's a really good like late round best ball. Like I think like a Tet, Bryce Young, Ja'Tavion Sanders stack in best ball, which you can take Tet in like the 4th, 5th round, and then get Bryce Young and Ja'Tavion like later to finish out that stack. I think it's really good because like Sanders was like the best tight end in the country for like 2 years at Texas. So like the talent and the athleticism is definitely there with Sanders. And he had moments last year, but I think he could really come into his own this year.
Yeah. So, and also, guys, reminder, today's episode's brought to you by our friends over at Sleeper, guys. Best place to play fantasy football. You can mock draft there. You can do multiple leagues. Great place for dynasty. They have dynamic payouts. You can do a little bit of DFS fun on there as well. Go over to Sleeper now. Enter promo code DUDES100. They'll match you up to $100, guys. Great place, great multipliers. Head over to Sleeper, guys, and take your whole fantasy league over there. And the mock drafts right now, lots of fun. We need to get some of those going here shortly because I know a lot of you guys like those and a lot of you guys want to be a part of those. So let us know if you want to be a part of those, guys. Leave us a comment in the YouTube video if you want to see some more mock drafts, and give us a like and give us a sub. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. The more you guys get us out there, have us, more people watch us, more people subscribe to us, trying to get that push to 1,000 subs on YouTube, the more content we will make. Yeah. So help us out, guys. Leave us comments, leave us some subs. And if you're really happy, feeling generous, hit that notification bell. Seth, what do we got next?
Let's jump to wide receiver, Trent. I know this is a guy you've talked about too, and I know this is a guy we've all liked. And I think the upside this year is, I think there's potential to be really good now that there's a little bit less competition. But let's jump to your wide receiver, Trent.
All right, bringing it up, NFC North, most toxic fans in the NFL. They absolutely all hate each other there. Like, I don't know, Jordan, if like Jaguars fans and like Texans fans really, if there's that much how do you say that? Animosity amongst each other. I don't know if there's a ton between like Seahawks and Cardinals to say stuff like that. I feel like everyone in that NFC North, and I've said this before, Justin Heck agreed with me, they all absolutely hate each other. They all absolutely troll each other. Like, it's just a little bit different there. So I'm going to really be getting it from all these Lions listeners we have. If the Bears cannot amount to something, Caleb Williams looked really good last night. The Bears looked really good last night. I got Rome Odunze. So like I've been saying all offseason, Bears new coach, Ben Johnson, big reason for me to believe, and you to believe in Rome. Johnson's great at helping wide receivers shine. When he was in Detroit, he turned Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams to make big plays. Johnson knows how to create plays that get receivers open, and he'll do the same thing for Rome. With Johnson coaching, I think Rome could have a huge season. He's, they spent some capital on him last year, and I think he's ready to break out. Last season, he showed he can make some big plays. In week 3 last year, he caught 6 passes for 112 yards and scored a touchdown. Week 9 had 104 receiving yards. was kind of quiet outside of those 2 games. He hit the weight room, looks pretty good right now. Like for a fantasy purpose, looks pretty good, I'll say. But I think Rome could be really the next thing. Jordan, we talked about Ben Johnson. Is he more important than the Lions, current coach right now? It's looking like their offense is clicking right now. They look really good. I know it's only preseason, but I think Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, Rome Odunze could have a really big year this year. Jordan, are you kind of more on like, Luther Burden, or you kind of like, I know you liked Rome out of college.
I like all of them. I like Burden, Loveland, Rome. DJ Moore might be like my least favorite just because of where he goes,
Capital on him.
I do feel like Odunze is going just a tad bit high, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, he was wide receiver like 60.
33 right now.
Yeah, but like he finished like wide receiver like 60 something last year. Like, it does feel like there's a significant gap. Like, I don't know. Like, Jameson last year was like wide receiver 50 coming into the year, And it just feels like Odunze is going really high. Like, if you look at guys around him, like Zay Flowers is going around him. Like, I don't know, like Zay Flowers, and I get why, like, because it's definitely the Ben Johnson bump, but like, I don't know. Like, Pearsall's right below him. Yeah, I guess it's like that group of like Zay Flowers, Odunze, Pearsall. Yeah, I don't know. I think I lean It's tough. I like him though, Trent. It's not that I don't like him.
Yeah.
I just
Pearsall is
high.
Like the number 1 there though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And another one, Jordan, I maybe we've done this before, but it's just so close that I feel like I got to share it. But who would you guys rather have in fantasy football? I got Tyreek Hill or Marvin Harrison Jr. Have we done this one before and I just keep sharing the same one? Or does it kind of all seem like it's always similar?
It's Tyreek. Tough. I think
those
3
are
weeks
the 2
ago I said Tyreek for sure. But like, I don't know. This Dolphins team just seems like it might be a disaster.
Yeah, we'll know Achane for how long now? Do we know how long we don't have Achane?
Probably. I mean, I'm sure he'll play week 1, but like,
okay.
I don't know.
Seth, what are you thinking, Seth? Marvin or Tyreek?
I lean Tyreek.
All right. I lean Tyreek too, for what it's worth.
Okay, what do you guys? I'm going Marvin, but what do you guys think the percentage was here? I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see it.
I'll say it's pretty close 50-50. That's my guess.
Yeah, so right here, can you see that there? Does it say it?
Yeah.
What do I got here? I'm at 49% said Tyreek Hill. So pretty close. Out of 263 votes, I feel like that's, a pretty
good
nice
sample size.
I'd say that's basically 50-50, really.
Yeah. And it was close to being 50-50 for a while. It was 50-50 like up to the last hour.
I mean,
so,
it's essentially 50-50.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I was hoping it actually would be exactly 50-50. That was kind of what I was going for. So
I just lean that I think Tyreek's proven that he can have an insane season. And I think Marvin has that potential too. I think I just trust Tua getting the ball to Tyreek more than I trust Kyler getting it to Marvin Harrison. I don't know if that's a good reasoning, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I just don't know if I trust Tua to be there to give the ball to.
Yeah, that's another point too.
I
just think the upside is just you've seen the upside with Tyreek, and you can kind of see the upside with Harrison, but like we haven't seen that proven consistency to be
also
a number 1 where Tyreek could.
Also, like Marvin Harris is not the number 1 option on his own team. Tyreek is. Trey McBride is the number 1 receiving option on that team.
Yeah. TDs wise, though, what? Marvin Harrison had 8 last year. Trey McBride, did he have 1 or none?
He had 1 because they forced it to him that last game.
Yeah. So
but like Trent, are we really going to bank on like the Cardinals scoring a lot of points? Like,
I would think Marvin surpasses him this year. I think passing yards.
McBride?
TDs, I think he can. Maybe not catches. Like something has to happen there. Like I think they could both do very well there.
Yeah, but like I guess my point is Tyreek is the clear number 1 on his team.
Mm-hmm. Would you say Kittle's the number 1 on his team, or would you say it's
Kittle?
You would say Kittle? Yeah, I would say Kittle too. Okay. Seth, what do we got next?
Jordan, let's go to your wide receiver on your second favorite team.
Yeah, I got a Hollywood Brown.
Oh.
Here's where I'm at with Hollywood. His ADP's dropped because he's been hurt all offseason. He came to practice today. I just think they're being really safe with him. But the guy, I know he's been hurt a lot, but he's 28 years old. He is in year 7. So it's not like he's kind of in his prime, like those 2 years where he could be really good. The guy has been ultra talented. He's very, very athletic, very talented. I think Mahomes is a really good fit for him. Like if Hollywood wasn't hurt all last year, where would he be drafted right now? He'd be in the wide receiver 30s probably. And like, for example, Roma Dunze at wide receiver 33 with Caleb Williams and probably gonna be the wide receiver 2 on that team, or Hollywood Brown with Patrick Mahomes at wide receiver 61. And Rashee Rice is going to be suspended for a good chunk of this year. So Brown might be wide receiver 2 on that team as well, on his own team. So like, I think Brown like is going to run some of those like easy possession routes. And I think they're going to have Worthy play more of the deep role. So I just really like where you get Hollywood. I think is an easy attachment to Mahomes stacks for real cheap. And I just think he's good value at 61. Like if he can go anywhere close to like those years, let me look, like his really good years. So if he can go anywhere close to like that last year in Baltimore, where he had like in 21 with 91 catches for 1,000 yards, like, or even his first year in Arizona with 67 catches for 709 yards. That's beating wide receiver 61 right now. So I just think Hollywood's good value where you can get him. And with a really good quarterback, really good coaching staff, I think they're just being really cautious with them right now to keep him healthy all year.
Yeah. I've always been a Hollywood guy.
His
Rice
ADP doesn't make sense to me, I guess. I just don't understand it.
I don't know if it'll jump up much more either, Jordan. Like Rome, by the time people draft, might jump up another 10 spots. I don't know if Hollywood's jumps more.
I don't get it, I guess. I don't get why he's so low. I mean, he's fallen. He's fallen about 10 spots since I started drafting.
Really? Do you think maybe he
hasn't practiced? It's because he's been hurt and he hasn't practiced, but he came back to practice today. Rashee Rice is going to be suspended at some point this year. I think so. I think they're going to end up settling. I don't know if you guys saw all that news that the NFL recommended 10-game suspension. They're appealing that. Probably going to come to a settlement soon. So,
also, it's like more like regular type people are drafting now. It's draft time, Jordan. So that hurts Hollywood Brown because people remember him getting hurt last year, or they just don't remember he's even there. Also, Travis Kelce had Taylor Swift on his, New Heights podcast last week. And that gets people thinking like, oh, Kelsey's still here. Oh, he's playing again. He likes it. And that might put Kelce in there where people are like, oh, it's Kelce, Worthy, Rice, where they're just, people are done with stuff like that. I almost wonder if the amount of people who watch that, maybe we're like, oh, Kelsey's the guy still,
The Chiefs are going to run a lot of like 3 wide receiver sets. I know they're running a lot of 2 tight end sets as well, but I don't know. And if Rashee Rice is going to be out, like if he's going to miss at least 4 games, he's going to be suspended for at least 4 games. Like, I don't know.
What do you think about, has that Chiefs documentary came out yet? Has that come out?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I don't know if I will.
That could help too. Yeah. It might make you not like him, Jordan. Like I wouldn't watch it if I were you.
I don't know. Not really interested, to be honest.
Seth, are you going to watch it?
Nope.
You seem like not enough Jackson Mahomes for you or what?
Basically, yeah.
That makes sense. I can't hate you for that. Actually, never mind what I was going to say there. Seth, also, if you're into, you need something for your league. I was going to bring up, a lot of people have been thinking they saw Seth at Vikings game. It's not true. Don't believe those rumors. That is not Seth on the sidelines. Head over to trophysmack.com/dudes, 15% off your whole entire order, guys. Get those beautiful chains. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. You'll love them. It's a chain that really sticks out. Wear it to games, wear it to your draft. I got one that says respect the commish. You'll absolutely love it. TrophySmack.com/dudes, 15% off. Get all that draft day swag, gear, awards, all that good stuff, guys. Head over to Trophy Smack, good sponsors of the show. Seth, what do we have next, pal?
Let's jump down to our tight end position here. The one position that everyone just either you draft a high guy or you like Trent says, you punt the position. So this might be one where you're punting, but you're hoping, I don't even know, maybe it's an 80-yard punt, I don't know. We'll see.
Or, an onside kick. Like it's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't know what you'd rather do.
One of those weird drop kick things that you can do.
Exactly.
I don't even know what that is, but yeah, it's one of those things. But let's start with yours, Trent.
Yeah, drop kick thing you can do, or it can be done to you. Either way, it's probably not that fun to have happen.
Trent would know.
Absolutely. All right. Talked about this guy a lot on my waiver episodes last year. I got Hunter Henry. Last year, had a solid season. He was 7th in targets among all tight ends and 6th in receptions. But he only finished his tight end 11 in fantasy points. But, not a huge Josh McDaniels pod, okay? Not a Josh McDaniels fan. Don't really like him. But the last time Hunter Henry had Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator, he set a career high in touchdowns. He recorded 50 receptions for 603 yards and 9 touchdowns, became the team's absolute go-to guy in the red zone. Now, I don't think Henry will get quite as many targets this season with Stephon Diggs there, or as many touchdowns as last time he had when McDaniels was there. But I still think he gets a lot of targets, and I think McDaniels will continue to use his tight ends near the goal line. And that's big for fantasy football when it comes to tight ends. Touchdowns what really matter when you're just trying to win your week there. So I think punting tight end, I think Henry's a safe bet to get there. So while maybe not pile up the crazy receiving yards this year, I still think he could be a TD machine in fantasy, and that's really what I want. What is Henry going right now in? He's currently tight end 21. So I don't know. You could maybe even not even take a tight end and pick him up later. He's going that late where you don't have to do it. So I still think he absolutely can be a top 12 tight end with McDaniels, with May, with Diggs. I'm always on the Hunter Henry bandwagon. Jordan, you hate that. You like it. You love it.
I think it's fine. I don't. I think he's good. Like attachments to Drake May. I don't know how much y'all have him on his own, but I don't know. Probably he might have some value as the year goes. I don't know. I think he's a good attachment to that offense. I don't hate it.
Yeah, Jordan, your tight end you have here doesn't surprise me, but I thought you were going to go with someone else, if I'm being honest. And I actually almost went with this guy.
Who did you think I was going to go with?
I thought you were going to go with Evan Ingram. Is he not? Is his
he's
ADP?
Not a sleeper. He's a top 10 tight end.
A lot of guys are going. But what's his? I didn't think he was going that high though. Maybe
he's like 8 or 9.
I think with these tight ends, like if you draft your sleeper is kind of a guy probably outside the top 15.
He's high. He's 8. He's higher than I thought.
Top 12, you're happy, right? If you draft a guy outside top 15 and he finishes top 12, like you're happy about that.
Yeah. Tyler Warren at tight end 9. What do you think about that, Jordan? I want a better quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to be out there a ton, though. He's going to be like the number one receiving option. So
you think more than Pittman, more than?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well,
getting
a tight end that's number 1's worth it.
Yeah. So I have Brenton Strange as mine. He's going tight end 17 right now. I've watched, I think, every drive with the starters of the Jaguars offense of the 2 preseason games, and Strange just involved. You could tell Trevor Lawrence likes him. He's coming into that Evan Ingram role. And Evan Ingram, I mean, Lawrence relied on him a lot the last couple of years. And Strange is a pretty good talented player. I think it's his 3rd year in the league. A 2nd-round pick. I think also from Penn State, Trent. I think, I don't know, him and Tyler Warren might have been teammates at some point. I'm pretty sure he's from Penn State. I could be wrong though, but I'm almost positive. Anyways, yeah, he played at Penn State.
Okay.
So he's very talented. He's very athletic. He has good hands. Like Trevor Lawrence is going to use him. He's going to be involved. I mean, I thought Kate Auden had a phenomenal year in Cohen's offense last year in Tampa Bay. And so I think Strange is going to have a good year. Obviously, it's to compete with De'Ami Brown and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas, and the running backs are going to be involved in the passing game there for sure. But I just think Strange is going to be involved. He's going to be one of Lawrence's go-to guys. Lawrence likes tight end. So I like Strange a lot. And obviously, like, I think the Jaguars are confident in him. They let Ingram go. And, you know, I was looking him up on searching. I was looking for some stats right now on X, and something that popped up was like the GM for the Jaguars, the new GM who didn't draft Strange, talking so highly of Strange back in February. You know, and so I think that says something too, you know, where someone who didn't draft him comes in and they're like, no, this is our starting tight end, and it's a different general manager than who drafted him. I think that says a lot too. So, yeah, I like Strange a lot. I think he's a great in Trevor Lawrence stacks in best ball, and honestly, like I think Strange could end up being a top 12 tight end.
He showed some promise last year.
I think
he
he's
had
a
some
must.
big games.
He's a must own in Dynasty, Trent. 100%
Yeah.
must own.
No. There was a couple weeks where I streamed him last year, and he was great. He was solid. Maybe not great's probably not the right word, but solid with the targets they have there with Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to be open underneath. Like, he cannot be the focal point of that. Like, if Trevor Lawrence can't get it done this year, I don't know if he's going to get it done. He has the weapons to do it. And even Trevor Lawrence is a sleeper at quarterback. You could convince me on that one.
You know,
It's not
in your
fun,
intro,
but-
Trent, in your intro, you talked about, you know, the girl who, you know, the guy who, whatever, keeps falling in love with the same girl. That's Kyle Pitts for you. Like, unfortunately, that's how I feel about Trevor Lawrence every year, you know.
Trevor Lawrence does have nice long hair.
He does. You know, you can put lipstick. You can't put lipstick on a pig, is what I've always heard, you know. So the long hair, maybe we're onto something there. This got weird really fast. I'm really sorry about that. Seth, what else have we not done running backs? Is that all?
No, we haven't gone to running backs yet, but honestly, I'm going to let Trent go talk about his used to be love of the Cowboys, and now he's putting some praise on for his RB sleeper. It's the not the highest ranked guy we have on the board, but anyways, it's fine.
Yeah, you know, I just continually sometimes, you know, maybe about once a month, just think of like, what if Tony Pollard didn't hurt his leg against the 49ers in that playoff game? They were using him a lot. He was getting the ball out. He was moving the ball. He's moving the chains. Obviously was involved in the game plan, broke his leg. Now we have the hip drop tackle rule, which I think is stupid, but that's besides the point. So Tony Pollard last year, he had 55.2 yards after contact. Sorry. Last year, Tony proved it was, 55.2 yards after contact each game. That was sixth best in the whole NFL. The Titans' offensive line was horrible last year. Their run blocking was second worst in the NFL, which makes it really tough at running back. But when he was in Dallas, he had one of the best offensive lines. He did amazing at times behind that offensive line. This Tennessee offensive line is very young. I think they should be very improved. They spent a lot of draft picks the last couple of years. They should be a lot better. And I know Tajay Spears is there, but does anyone actually think Tajay Spears is going to stay healthy? I know Pollard's has injury history as well, but I don't hate Tony Pollard at running back 26. I think there's a little bit of tread there left on the tires. I don't hate it. I think this Titans offensive line has to be better than what they were last year. And I think he'll be suitable. Young QB, gives him some dump offs, maybe has a couple big runs here or there. Very decent RB2, RB3 flex, depending who it is and depending how good this offensive line can be. Are we a bunch of Pollard haters in here? Or just like, I like Spears is the thing. I've always liked Spears. I just don't think he's going to stay healthy. He's hurt again right now. Jordan, was Spears one of your 0 RB targets you were talking about last week? Like, I kind of
for sure.
I have Pollard in that same spot. Like, I kind of like both of them. And I like I said, I don't think the offensive line is going to be worse. I think it's going to be better. Like, it has to improve off of what it was. So
Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean, I
sleeper
don't.
have.
I think he's fine. I don't.
He's
To be
not
honest,
he's
I don't
not top
love it,
12 running
but
back. He could be like a top 18, top 15, like this is your RB2, RB3 type guy, flex appeal, zero RB target. Maybe he's a little bit better than a sleeper, but I think Pollard's going to be better than what
Finished
he's
at
getting.
21 last year.
Okay, so he's going about what he got. Yeah, but I think the O line's be better, Seth.
Yeah, so I think that's realistic. I think 18 is realistic.
Okay.
yeah, I don't really. I'm kind of indifferent about Pollard.
Yeah. I wish it could be Spears here. I would love it to be Spears. So
Jordan, you
I
want to
just
go
don't
into
think
your
he's a
guy?
stay there.
Yeah, I have Braylon Allen as mine. He's kind of outproduced Brees Hall in the preseason. I'm sure there's context with like who they're playing and who he's playing with when it comes to that. But I don't know. Like I just like Braylon Allen. He's going RB 46 right now. I think there's upside to that. I think there's a world where he becomes the RB1 in this offense. This is also an offense that's going to want to run the ball. Aaron Glenn comes from Detroit, where they use Gibbs and Montgomery a lot. My guess is they're going to use Hall and Allen quite a bit, on top of having a quarterback that can run the ball. So I'm kind of bullish on this Jets offense in general. I like Gary Wilson, I like Fields, and I think I like Braylon Allen more than Brees Hall, kind of, depending on where they're going. So, and if Brees Hall gets hurt, which he kind of, I feel like it's kind of happened a little bit over the last couple of years. Like Braylon Allen's going to be in for a big role. So I like Allen. I think he's a really good like zero RB target or hero RB target. So, yeah, I like Braylon Allen.
Yeah, Brees Hall's going RB14 right now. So you realistically could, that's one where you could almost handcuff him pretty easily if you
I
wanted to
really
get
like
both
this
of them.
handcuff for what it's worth. Like I think
Handcuffs?
I think this is one of the best ones you can get. Because I think he's gonna play a decent amount like already. Like that's a high finish for a guy, like I don't know. I think he's earned last year just with what he's done when he gets the ball. Like I think he earns a decent amount of command in that backfield. And if he gets hurt, like I think he can finish top 15 running back. Like if Brees Hall gets hurt, he has that potential to do that well. I think so. Especially if the Jets end up being okay.
Jordan, what
Do you
about
guys know
Fields?
that-
Have you been watching Fields?
What about Fields?
He's just had a horrible preseason, like in games, right? Did he go like 1 for 6 or something?
I mean, but he's just going to run the ball. He's going to take off and run.
That's what. Yeah. But
I
what
don't
were you
know.
saying?
His value doesn't come from throwing. But
No, I know.
do you guys feel like Brees Hall has been hurt the last couple of years?
He wasn't
played-
hurt
he's
2 years
played
ago.
Basically every game. He's played
Yeah,
16, 17, and 16. Like maybe he's played hurt. I think that's what it is. He's on the injury report a lot. I think he plays hurt.
Maybe banged up a little bit. Yeah, I don't really remember him missing time, but I just remember he's been like, he definitely was one of the more frustrating guys for people last year. That probably, I'm just like, I've almost gotten to the point where I just don't want any Jets. Like I've jokingly said that on X, but it's just like,
But I mean, Trent Wilson's going to get force fed the ball by Fields.
oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know what's here's
More
something
times said than
interesting,
not.
though. Like his stats from last year were not very crazy different from his 2023 season. Okay, so 23 he finished half point PPR running back 4. Last year, 2024 finished for half point PPR running back 17. Rushing yards last year 876 versus 2 years ago 23 994. Both had 5 touchdowns both those years rushing. Now here's the minor difference, right? In 23 he had 600 receiving yards. Last year he had 480, and there's a difference of about 20 catches and one more touchdown, a 3 to a 4 compared to 23 and 24. So like his season wasn't that much different. Like it's only a difference of 40 points, right? I guess that's a big difference between running back 4 and running back 17 is 40 points. But I mean, his season really wasn't that much different than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Do you think though Fields is a guy that's going to dump it off more or less to the running back?
I think it's less.
Yeah, I feel like he's less when it comes to dumping the running backs, unless that they just implement that like, hey, you need to dump it off for the running back. Like I think it's run, then maybe dump off. Like
Well,
I think he's
Trent,
looking
do we
for,
know? Do we know what week did he stop playing for the Steelers last year?
I want to say it was week 6 or 7, Jordan. Is what I want to say for Justin Fields.
So, yeah, I mean Jalen Warren had 2-2-1. Yeah, he definitely had way more pass catching with once Wilson took over in that offense last year.
Yeah, I just don't think it's his. And you could look at when he was in
Well, because you know
Chicago,
what he does? Instead of dumping it down to running backs,
he
he takes
runs.
off and runs.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's his first options run rather than dumping it off, which
Yeah.
if he could dump it off a little bit more, it might help him, as a quarterback. So did Jordan give? So we have, well, that's all of our sleepers there, right? We went through everybody.
That's all of them.
Yeah, so we got Michael Penix, Bryce Young, Braylon Allen, Tony Pollard, Hollywood Brown, Roma Dunze, Hunter Henry, and Brenton Strange. So I have a little bit of, commissioner coaching I have here that I wanted to share with you guys. And then some what have we learned in the NFL. So I called this commissioner fixer last week. I don't know if that's going to stick. Maybe coach commish is better. So I was talking to a guy yesterday, and maybe this is the right thing. I couldn't do it. This is probably like, a utopia that I didn't know that existed. All right. So I come up to this guy. He's talking to me about fantasy football. He knows I do the show, and he's like, yeah, I'm in 5 fantasy leagues, and I commissioned 3 of them. And I said, oh, you commissioned 3 leagues. That's pretty awesome. So I was like, yeah, it's a little different commissioning. He's like, no. He's like, I'm in 5 leagues, but out of those 3 I commissioned 2 of them only. And I said, wait, explain that to me. He's all, I got invited to 2 leagues that had an odd amount of people. So instead of inviting someone else, I said, hey guys, it's cool. I'll just be the commissioner. So I'm in the league, and all I do is commission these leagues. I have no team. And I just was like, more power to you, buddy. Like, I think everyone would love to have a commissioner that has no skin in the game. I don't know if he gets to take like a percentage of the winnings for dealing with all that nonsense, but seemed like a very that's like
Seems
almost like
someone who's very bored with their life.
something like that's like the good Samaritan of like fantasy football. Basically, I don't know who's like, oh yeah, I would love to deal with your guys' drama and just be a commissioner just for fun, have nothing involved at all. Like maybe that's the way that it should have been set up originally. Like, hey, we have a commissioner, he's not in the league, but I couldn't believe someone would commission only a fantasy league, one fantasy league, yet alone this guy's doing 2, where he commissioned 2 fantasy leagues last year. So anyways, so there was that. And then there's the Seth, could you see you doing that in the kindness of your heart? I think outside of it being your kids, like under the age of like 8th grade, you should not be commissioning only the league. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy took the whole respect the commish sleeper or trophy smack keychain to the next level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, hey dad, me and my friends want to do a fantasy football league, and you're just like, hey, I'll commission it. I'll make the rules. That's the only time I think it's actually acceptable to be a commissioner, not just like, hey, these are a bunch of grown men buddies that I'm going to commission 2 leagues, and not be in them. Seth, you couldn't see yourself doing that?
Yeah, I feel like if you got to play if you're going to be commish.
Yeah, I think it's too much nonsense for that. And then the other one, we all saw this probably go viral today. You saw the guy with the sticker board, super excited to have the 1 overall pick, take Brian Robinson Jr. rather than Bijan Robinson. Did you see that, Jordan?
At that point, like, are your friends being nice to you and like it's a sticker board, right? So are your friends being nice to you and letting you put the sticker back? Like, as long as you're within your clock, like if you got a 2-minute clock and you accidentally put Brian Robinson on there and you still got a minute 30, can you go back and switch it real quick? Or like, is it locked in once you stick?
So I have done drafts on Sleeper where it's very easy to just change it back. And Jordan, it's happened every once in a while where guys have like, I picked the wrong guy, and you kind of like let him go back. But sticker board's really hard to go back. And depending who the guys are, it's like, sorry, that's who you have. You know what I'm
I think there
saying?
needs
Like,
to be. I think in like the commish or like the league needs a vote on a league rule. Like, hey, if you accidentally stick this guy in the board or you accidentally draft this guy, like you get what you get, or it's like the league gets to vote on if they decide like if they think you can redo that pick.
so one thing, I want to know how this guy does the whole season. I want to come back into the year and like, hey, I won my league. Hey, I took third place in my league. Hey, I didn't make playoffs. You know, like I kind of want to follow this guy's team and see how he does. I think that'd be interesting. But also, I think for the integrity of your league. So at this point, I think for the integrity of the league, you have to almost say, like, we're not going to do that because you're going to have a team that's absolutely horrible at that point. That's just the guy basically might just mail it in now. Now you have a guy. So I think you should have changed it right there. I don't know if those guys let him get away with it though. Also though, Jordan, if it's the most annoying guy in the league that like is an absolute know-it-all, I don't think people let that go. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it's hard. It depends who it is. I think who
Yeah.
does it. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough deal. Tough deal.
Yeah. Seth, are you letting him change it? What are you doing?
I think it's one of the worst things about a league is someone giving up and not trying. Like I think that's the
Yes,
worst.
it ruins it.
Like it's not. It doesn't make it fun. Like if you just play someone who doesn't care. Like you want people to care. It's great if it stinks if someone's 0-12, you know, or 0-17. Their team sucks.
Right.
But if the guy's trying, like then it's not like a big deal. But like a guy who doesn't try because he drafted the wrong guy in the first round, like that's just nothing kills more like league competitiveness than that. You know, like it's a real bummer. Honestly,
guy
for
was
me,
so
I'd
happy.
want him to have the right pick. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think those guys did. But see, like if you did that in our league, Seth, that I'm in with you, no one would have let you change it
Oh no,
back.
they wouldn't let me change it. But I've also won the league 2 times in the last 3 years. So, and I make everyone hate me. So,
Yeah. Every league
makes
has a
sense.
villain. Seth happens to be that in every league.
And
So
I'm just a villain who wins, you know, and
yeah.
that's super annoying too.
Yeah. I dislike you, Seth, but it's nothing to do with how you are in fantasy football or this
Mhm.
podcast. It's reasons all
Personal
totally different.
reasons.
Yeah, yeah, more of an ethical thing. Um, what we learned in the NFL. This is something we've done every week. I think people really like it. Maybe there's nothing you learned, but today I learned, and a lot of you learned, that the NFL has partnered up with Crocs to have an
Man,
official
I was gonna
team
say that,
shoe.
you
Were
freaking
you gonna say that?
yeah.
Sorry, Seth. I'll let you steal the thunder here. You
No,
want to keep going?
no,
Yeah,
go for it.
I think they look good. I don't know how much money they're going to be, so I probably will get a Dallas Cowboys charm. I have a Dodger. I have 3 Dodger charms. I have 3 pairs of Crocs, so 1 charm per Croc. So maybe what I need to do is buy a Dodger Croc and a Cowboys Croc, and wear those around. That might be kind of cool. Yes, they
No.
got number 1 signs. They got helmets. So I have a football on one. So I do have winter Crocs and summer Crocs. I have the fuzzy one. So not sure which ones I'm going to ask for Christmas, fuzzy or regular. I think I'm going to go with regular because the tread goes out a little faster. Seth, did you learn anything else in the NFL this week other than, you potentially might have a spot cheerleading for the Vikings?
You know, I was gonna bring that up. You know, it's people like me now. I have a chance if I really wanted to be a cheerleader in the NFL. Like I have a chance. Like if I put my mind to it, I could do it. So
yeah. Here's
I could
another
do it
one.
while wearing Crocs, NFL Crocs.
I can't. I can't show the comment, but the Colts came out with a new pretzel. Did anybody see this? Head over to YouTube to check this out. This is
I
pretty
hadn't
good.
seen that.
I just want you guys to tell me, like, what does this look like to you on the screen? What does that pretzel look like?
Oh yeah,
That
I
is
saw that.
they need to like oh man, that is rough.
It
Like
looks
why is
like a
it that
horseshoe
shape?
turd. It looks like a horseshoe
Yeah.
turd. It's a pretzel.
It
But yeah,
looks like a turd, man.
it's so yeah. So, anyways,
Uh,
I bet it tastes good though. So I'm not gonna say it doesn't
the
taste good,
thing
but
is
yeah,
like
it does.
if your job's like social media manager or whatever, it's like you're telling me like if you're a social media manager, you have to have the brain of like a male our age. Like
Yeah,
you
um,
have to. Like,
male period. Male period. Like, no, that
Like-
thing is straight up.
and honestly, I bet you most women think that looks like a turd too. Like it's just
Oh, yeah.
it's just like, come on, who posted that? And they're like, or if you're gonna post it, you gotta be aware of yourself and just be like, yeah, it looks like a turd, you know?
No, it
But like, who's
absolutely
gonna
would.
buy that? Maybe unless
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I really want
No,
that
no, I would
turd,
buy
you
it for
know?
absolutely would buy that for content, just like I got
For
the
sure, I
horseshoe
would
turd.
too. But
Oh
like
yeah, and
the
it probably
average
tastes
person is
great.
probably like, that looks like a turd. I don't want to eat that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna make me look at pretzels totally different the rest of my life.
The thing is,
Jordan,
most pretzels don't look like turds though.
well, beg to differ. Jordan, what do you anything you got
He
this
still
week,
eats them.
Jordan? You know, that's why.
From like a football standpoint, I think the Saints are going to be the worst. I learned this, not learned, but reconfirmed. Saints are going to be the worst team in the league this year.
Oh.
I think that for sure. I think
Oh.
they'll be worse than the Browns. I watched a little bit of their preseason game yesterday against the Jaguars, and then also like I think Jackson Dart's going to be the best quarterback, the best rookie quarterback in this class. And I
Yeah.
think there's a legitimate chance that he ends up starting the second half of the year for the Giants. Like he's looked
I
really
don't-
good, and like I don't know, like maybe that's an overreaction to him playing against maybe some backups in preseason, but I mean I think he's gonna end up. I think when it's all said and done, like I think he's gonna end up starting the second half of the year. I think there's a legitimate chance he could be the best player and best quarterback in the class.
Okay. I don't hate that. That wouldn't shock me. Like, and with neighbors, he could, you just got to put it in the vicinity for him. Other thing I learned, Jordan, is the Bengals still have no offensive line, and you probably shouldn't play your quarterback in preseason if he's going to be under distress like that every single play.
Yeah.
Like
I
no
think that's
defense, no offensive line.
It's the Bengals, Trent, are gonna be an absolute cheat code. Like, and I think I talked about it last week, but like literally, like just they're
If
gonna
Burrow
be a
can
cheat
stay
code all
healthy,
year. Like, yeah, because offensively they can't stop anyone defensively. And then offensively, they're just gonna have to push the ball and score and score and score.
I don't-
and like gosh,
I don't
they're
think
gonna
they have
be-
the offensive line to run though. Like I think they have to
Yeah,
just
they're just gonna throw. They're just gonna chuck.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, Burrow's
ball.
gonna throw the
it-
ball 500 or 600 times again
Yeah,
this
like
year. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
great.
it's just
it's bombs over Baghdad every single week, every single play. Like there's nothing that's
Like-
going to change. They need a tank.
Trent, you are literally going to have to play them now. Week 1 they play the Browns, and that's going to be very interesting because maybe that's the one team they can do it against. But like for me, who plays like DFS every week, like you're going to want to be on either like you're gonna have to stack Joe Burrow every single week, Bengals stacks every week, and then like the props, like his props are going to be like overs, like especially until like I don't know, his passing yard prop might be an over every single week.
I don't know if the Bengals make playoffs again this year. Like there's no defense. I don't know if Burrow can stay healthy the whole season.
So
He's be
a
running
funny
for his
thing,
life.
Trent, last year, the Bengals were the most popular survivor play in week 1, and they lost to man, I can't remember who they lost to, but you guys remember that they lost week 1 of last year.
I don't remember
And
who
they
they lost
killed,
to.
Yeah, but was it the Patriots? Patriots.
Was it?
Yeah, they
And,
lost to
they-
some team they thought they were gonna
They
destroy.
killed everyone's survivor. This year, they're gonna play the Browns week 1. It'll be interesting to see if they lose week 1 too this year. But that's gonna be a great test. Like week 2, Trent, you get Bengals Jaguars. That game's going to be an absolute like points fest, man. Like
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Probably.
then you get Bengals and Vikings. It's the next week. Another points fest. Like Bengals Lions week 5, Trent. That's gonna be
Man,
like
it's gonna be a great season. I'm gonna watch the Bengals every week.
Bengals and Broncos week 4. Like there's there's gonna be some crazy, like they're just gonna drag teams into shootouts. That's what's gonna end up happening.
Yeah, it's gonna have to.
I mean, Joe Flacco, Trent. Joe Flacco is going to shred that defense week 1.
Yeah, and I don't. Now you're talking my language. Yeah, I forgot he is. They did announce him the starter day.
I
didn't
can
they?
already tell you week
Yeah, they
1,
did.
Trent. I can already tell you who are going to be my 4 quarterbacks that I stack: Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence,
There you go.
and Baker Mayfield and Michael Penix. Those will
Falcons
be it right
Bucks.
there.
Falcons Bucks
Bucks.
matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there'll be more. I mean, we have like 2.5, 3 more weeks left till we do that. But like, I mean,
Yeah.
how are those not going to be some of the better games? Like those, yeah. Oh, it's going to be.
No, it's true. Yeah. You just continue to pray that ESPN doesn't screw up Red Zone. I'm sure you all saw
Trent, that
lady.
doesn't go into effect this year. You know that, right?
I still
It goes
think
into effect next year.
they screwed up Sports Center, Jordan. They can screw up Red Zone. Like, don't hold it past them.
Well,
They have a
but
lady.
why are we worrying about that right now? Like, let's worry
Because
about
you
that.
can't worry about that too soon. You can't. Like that. If Red Zone got screwed up, it'd be terrible. Like I think
Red
you
Zone
but
is like the
that's
best
a
thing that's ever
problem.
happened in the NFL.
Trent, that's
Yeah.
a problem for next summer. That's a problem for next summer to worry about.
and it's not too early to start worrying about it now.
It's not
ESPN has
too
shows where
early to
ladies
start
take
worrying
Barry
about your
Sanders.
rights, Jordan. Okay.
Well, here's your solution to it, Trent. You get 2 TVs. You have
No.
and you can watch every game at once.
Yeah.
On
I
the
do
4
the
box,
iPad.
on 2 TVs.
I do the iPad TV thing. It's not bad. I actually like the commentary. I'm just hoping, just don't mess with it.
No, what I do
Like-
is we do the 4 box, and we have 3 games, and then one box is so the 4 box on the YouTube is 1 box is the red zone, and the other 3 are games. That's the best
Yeah.
way to do it.
Yeah.
And you can like pick and choose what games you want. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, thank you guys for tuning in. I think that does it. Seth, you don't have any closing remarks that you want to say? Any warm and fuzzies for the people?
No, but if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Okay. I'm going to
Thanks, Seth.
inspire thousands.
Perfect. That is very good. Well, guys, we will see you next time. And as always, take care. Inspire thousands. What is wrong with you?